Hello, this is Sage and welcome to News Beyond the Markets, a special show that will get you all the news that matters for the day. So let us get started. First up on the show are concerning updates on the spread of the Delta variant in Australia. New South Wales reported 97 locally acquired cases of COVID-19 today. The current outbreak has proven to be the worst one, taking the total infections to more than 1,000. And meanwhile, Victoria reported a steady increase in locally acquired COVID-19 cases on Friday. The first day of a 5-day snap lockdown across the state. Around 40% of Australia's population of around 25 million are currently under stay-at-home orders because of the outbreak. And Victoria officials reported 6 new cases on Friday, compared with 7 reported a day earlier. In total, the virus-exposed sites in Victoria has topped 100, mainly in the state capital Melbourne, and New South Wales officials are still struggling to get a grip on the outbreak as newly infected people continue to move around in the community. This is despite repeated pleas for Sydney residents to stay home for all but essential business. Now, the fast-moving Delta variant has stoked concerns of a major fresh wave in the country. And moving on now to the next important news of the day, and the one that comes as a sigh of relief. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has overhauled the government's AIDS package for the third time as Victoria enters lockdown. The Morrison government has now simplified and streamlined the assistance package. Mr Morrison said that the income and business support measures would now be paid sooner, and income support will now be paid at a higher rate. The 10,000 liquid assets test for personal income support will be scrapped. Delving deeper into the announcements, let me take you through what has changed now. For business support payments, the payments between $1,500 and $10,000 per week for small to medium enterprises will be available after 14 days rather than the current 4 weeks. And for income support for individuals, the payments will start at the beginning of week 2, that is day 8 of lockdown, and will be paid in arrears in week 1. Currently, the payments do not apply until week 2. Now, for people who have lost fewer than 20 hours of work in the previous week, will be able to claim $600 straight away, which is up from $500 for weeks 2 and 3, and $600 from week 4 onwards. And on that note, it is time for a short break, and after the break we'll get you the latest and again concerning news on who tested positive for COVID and ruled out of the Olympics.
Hi, this is Andy Lou broadcasting from Kalkine Media Studio in Australia, and I'll be hosting the new Kalkine Wellness Show. The half-hour show will cover topics from how wellness as a concept has become even more significant during COVID, to how becoming vegan may improve your health, and much more. We are excited to showcase our live streaming show to our audience of millions overseas and in Australia. Tune in to Kalkine TV and join me.
Welcome back after the break. This is Sage and you're watching News Beyond the Markets by Kalkine TV Live. And moving on now to the world of sports. Australia's #1 male tennis player Alex de Minaur has been ruled out of the Olympics after returning a positive COVID-19 test. The 22-year-old, who was due to play singles and doubles with John Peers, was first diagnosed in Spain on July 10th, which is 5 days after his last negative test at Wimbledon. No other players are under threat of missing out, with all negative testing. Now, Peers' and participation is yet to be confirmed, as officials are working towards de Minaur's replacement. And de Minaur's withdrawal from the Olympics leaves Australia with a team of 9 tennis players for the time being, including Peers. And the world #1 Ash Barty leads the women's contingent alongside Wimbledon quarterfinalist Ajla Tomljanovic, veteran Sam Stosur, and doubles pair Ellen Perez and Storm Sanders. John Millman will now be the top-ranked Australian male in the team, joined by James Duckworth, Luke Seville and tentatively Peers. And in our next segment we have the sports show by Kalkine with James Preston. And next up is an update coming in from the ATO, or the Australian Taxation Office. The prime targets for the Australian Taxation Office review of the end of financial year returns will be cryptocurrencies. about 2.6 million investment properties and the boom in working from home. The ATO Assistant Commissioner Tim Lowe says he expects the impact of lockdowns and COVID-19 to result in fewer claims for travel and dry cleaning of uniforms and more for home desks and data. Cryptocurrency trading, losses and gains are a focus now, and the ATO is reported to write to 100,000 taxpayers and sending pop-up messages reminding them gains are taxable even if they have not been cashed into Australian dollars. Last year, the ATO received returns from 13 million taxpayers, reporting income of about $827 billion. So it is time to stay cautious with all tax-related transactions and time for a short break. And after the break, we will be right back with more on the ATO's announcement and quick tips to claim work for home expenses.
New Zealand is unique, and Kalkine TV is here to bring you all the latest news and trending market updates. Streaming across multiple platforms, so no matter where you are, whether it be at the beach or on the farm, you can count on the team here at Kalkine TV to be your home for accessing the latest valuable insights into global issues that are affecting New Zealanders. Subscribe to our channels across YouTube, Facebook, also visit kalkine.co.nz.
Welcome back after the break, viewers. And now for more news beyond the markets that matter by Kalkine TV. Let's move on now to more news from the Australian Taxation Office, their announcement for this year's tax returns. And Tim Lowe has said that there should be declaration of income from all real estate sources, rent from sharing part of the main home, holiday homes and a record use of accommodation sharing platforms such as Airbnb should all be declared, and investors can claim a deduction only for the period the property is rented. Deductions for properties used for both private and income producing purposes can be claimed only for income producing use. Now, for work for home setups, Lowe said that the number of people claiming working from home expenses last year jumped by more than 1/3 to 4.42 million. And seeing the rise, he said that not everything can be claimed in a work from home setup. He said that there are 3 ways for calculating home office expenses. First is the temporary shortcut method, which is available for the entire financial year. It covers working from home expenses such as phone, internet, gas for heating and cooling, lighting and equipment. The second is a fixed rate of 52 cents an hour. And this is for those with a dedicated workspace, such as a home office. Last is the actual cost method, which means using expenses to work out a deduction on costs for everything. And this is a complicated one and requires keeping of good records of expenses. And that's a rather short and sweet show, but that's all for now. Keep watching Kalkine TV as we bring you the latest news and trending market updates live from Sydney.